Hey there, you. Ever wondered if you could make more money being an OnlyFans creator than playing in the NBA?
Crazy, right?
But that's exactly what we're diving into today. We've got this article from Hypefresh, the one with the headline, OnlyFans creators earn more than the entire NBA last year. And let's just say, it's got me rethinking some things about the whole creator economy concept.
This is fascinating, especially given the current buzz around OnlyFans and how it's disrupting traditional industries.
We're about to unpack some surprising numbers, but keep in mind, we're also looking at the larger context and what this tells us about the power shift happening right now.
It's a dramatic shift.
All right, the big takeaway here is that OnlyFans creators collectively brought in $6.6 billion last year.
That's actually more than the NBA's total player payroll of $4.9 billion.
Now, that's not just a random fact. It's telling us something about where the money is flowing, right? What's the experts' take on this?
Traditional models like the NBA, with its limited number of players and centralized salary structure, are facing a new reality.
OnlyFans, on the other hand, offers a decentralized, creator-driven model.
It's a whole different landscape, and it's changing how we think about earnings potential.
Okay, let's unpack this a bit further. What makes OnlyFans so different? What's driving this dramatic shift in earnings?
The platform's business model is a major factor.
OnlyFans gives creators a whopping 80% of their earnings.
That's huge compared to other industries like film or adult entertainment, where the profit split is much less favorable.
That's got to be a major incentive for creators to join the platform.
They have more control over their earnings, and they're not beholden to traditional gatekeepers. What impact does this have on the overall growth of the platform? The generous revenue sharing creates a powerful incentive for creators to join OnlyFans.
They have more control over their earnings, and they're not beholden to traditional gatekeepers.
This has a huge ripple effect. More creators, more content, more engagement, and ultimately, more revenue.
It's like a snowball rolling downhill, gaining momentum as it goes. But here's where it gets really interesting. The article talks about income inequality within the platform. While the top 0.1% of OnlyFans creators are making millions, the average creator is earning around $1,300 a year.
Talk about a tale of two cities. This is a common phenomenon in the creator economy.
While some individuals rise to superstardom, the majority struggle to make a living wage.
The NBA, while not perfect, has a more even salary distribution.
This stark contrast highlights the challenges and opportunities within this new model. So on the one hand, you've got these OnlyFans superstars raking it in, and on the other, a whole bunch of creators struggling to make ends meet.
Right.
It kind of makes you wonder, is this whole creator economy thing as glamorous as it sounds?
It's a bit more nuanced than that. Remember, the article mentioned the average OnlyFans creator makes around $1,300 a year.
Yeah.
Now, compare that to the NBA, where even the guy warming the bench at the end of the roster is pulling in a six-figure salary.
Oh, yeah.
It paints a very different picture.
It's like comparing apples and, well, a basketball.
Sure.
The NBA might have its own share of inequalities, but at least there's a baseline. So what's the takeaway here for you? Is this a cautionary tale, or are there still valuable lessons to be learned from OnlyFans' success?
I think the takeaway is about managing expectations. The creator economy offers incredible opportunities, but it's not a guaranteed path to riches.
Right.
It requires hard work, strategy, and yes, a bit of luck.
Yep.
Think of it like this. Anyone can pick up a basketball and dream of being the next LeBron James.
But very few actually make it to the NBA.
Exactly. Talent alone isn't enough. You need dedication, the right coaching, and a whole lot of hustle. The same goes for the creator economy. It's not just about posting a few pictures or videos and watching the money roll in. You need to understand your audience, create compelling content, market yourself effectively, and constantly adapt to the ever-changing digital landscape.
So it's less about getting lucky and more about putting in the work.
Precisely. The article touched on the top 0.1% of OnlyFans creators earning millions.
Right.
These creators, they understand the business side of things. They're not just creating content. They're building brands, cultivating communities, and treating it like a real business.
Okay, so let's shift gears a bit and talk about the bigger picture. Because this isn't just about OnlyFans, right? This whole creator economy thing seems to be popping up everywhere.
Absolutely. This article is just one example of a much larger trend. We're seeing this shift across various industries, education, coaching, consulting, you name it. People are finding new ways to monetize their skills and passions outside the confines of traditional employment.
So it's not just about selling subscriptions online. It's about leveraging your expertise and connecting directly with an audience that values what you bring to the table.
Exactly. Take online educators, for example. They're creating courses, hosting webinars, and building entire businesses around sharing their knowledge. We're seeing fitness coaches ditch the traditional gym setting and offer personalized training programs online. Even consultants are leveraging podcasts and online platforms to reach a wider clientele.
So what you're saying is this creator economy thing, it's not just a side hustle, it's becoming a legitimate career path for many.
Absolutely. And it's challenging the traditional notions of what it means to have a job.
You've got me thinking now. What does this mean for someone who's maybe stuck in a dead-end job or feeling unfulfilled in their current career path? Is the creator economy a viable option?
It certainly can.
Okay,
The beauty of the creator economy is that it lowers the barriers to entry.
right.
You don't need a fancy degree or years of experience to get started. What you do need is passion, a willingness to learn, and the drive to build something of your own.
So for someone who's listening right now, and maybe they're intrigued by all this, but a little intimidated too, what would you say to them? Where do they even begin?
The first step is to identify your passion, your niche. What is it that you're genuinely excited to share with the world?
It's about finding that sweet spot where your skills and interests intersect.
Exactly. Once you've identified your niche, the next step is to start creating. Build an online presence, whether it's a website, a social media profile, or a podcast. Share your knowledge, your skills, your unique perspective.
And don't be afraid to experiment and find what resonates with people.
Absolutely. Building a successful presence in the creator economy takes time and effort. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results overnight. Be patient, be persistent, and most importantly, be yourself.
This has been incredibly insightful. You've given us a lot to think about regarding this whole creator economy thing. It's not just about OnlyFans, it's bigger than that. It's about a fundamental shift in how we work, create, and connect with the world. So we've gone from this eye-popping headline about OnlyFans to this much wider view of the creator economy. It's like zooming out from one fascinating example to seeing this whole new landscape taking shape.
And as with any new landscape, it's both exciting and a little bit daunting to figure out where you fit in.
Especially if you're used to the old map, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like we've been talking about education and coaching going online, but what about something like the music industry? They've been through the whole digital upheaval with streaming and all that,
Yeah.
but is the creator economy a whole other beast for them?
It's definitely another layer of disruption, but also potentially a huge opportunity. Think about it. Musicians used to rely almost entirely on record labels for distribution, marketing, even financing their recordings.
Right.
Now, with platforms like Patreon, Bandcamp, and even TikTok, they can build direct relationships with fans, fund albums independently, and control their creative output much more.
It's like cutting out the middleman, which, as much as we might love a good record store, does kind of make you wonder what the future holds for those traditional gatekeepers.
The gatekeepers are having to adapt, that's for sure, and some are doing it better than others.
Yeah.
But the shift is undeniable. It's about control, authenticity, and direct connection.
And that connection seems to be what really drives the creator economy. This isn't just about selling stuff. It's about building communities around shared interests, passions, even values.
Exactly. Think about the difference between passively watching a basketball game on TV and being part of an online community dedicated to your favorite team.
Right.
You're engaging with the sport on a whole other level, connecting with like-minded fans, maybe...
These around shared interests, passions, even values.
Exactly. Think about the difference between passively watching a basketball game on TV and being part of an online community dedicated to your favorite team.
Right.
You're engaging with the sport on a whole other level, connecting with like-minded fans, maybe even getting insights or behind-the-scenes access you wouldn't get anywhere else.
So you're not just a fan, you're part of something bigger. Which brings us back to that initial question about OnlyFans versus the NBA. The NBA is all about that shared experience too, those massive arenas full of cheering fans. But can they translate that to the digital world in a way that truly embraces the creator economy model?
That's the million-dollar question. And it's not just the NBA. It's every established industry facing this new reality.
Right.
Can they empower their talent to become individual creators while still maintaining the core values and traditions that define them?
It's a tightrope walk, for sure. But hey, if any industry can figure out how to make a slam dunk in the digital world, I'd put my money on the NBA.
I'd be inclined to agree. They've got the star power, the global reach, the passionate fan base. It's all about finding the right playbook for this new game.
And speaking of playbooks, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. From mind-blowing earnings comparisons to the nitty-gritty of building a creator economy presence, It's been quite the journey.
It's been a fascinating exploration of a topic that's reshaping our world in real time.
So as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. What's your next move? Whether you're considering dipping your toes into the creator economy or just want to stay ahead of the curve, the information we've unpacked today is powerful.
Knowledge is power, as they say, but it's what you do with that knowledge that truly matters.
Absolutely. So keep exploring, keep learning, and who knows, maybe someday soon we'll be featuring your success story in a future deep dive. Until then, stay curious.